All the way from down under to the Sunshine State, Troy Hazard is an entrepreneur who launched and nurtured 12 businesses ranging from real estate to advertising to marketing, pool service, restaurant franchises, and so much more. He recently wrote this book, Future-Proofing Your Business, Real-Life Strategies to Prepare Your Business for Tomorrow, Today. And we want to welcome to the show Troy Hazard. So good to see you. You've had your hands in everything.
You make me sound old and tired already.
Right,
I've only just started.
I was exhausted reading your intro. You've done a lot. And when you think about what it takes to become an entrepreneur and all of the effort and the risk and putting your capital and your energy and your time towards doing something, and you've done it 12 times over.
Yeah.
So first of all, what made you want to become an entrepreneur?
I didn't have a job. That was where it started. I actually got fired from a radio station years ago. I was working as an audio engineer. And I rang my mother and I said, look, I've lost my job today. The housing market's going well. Let's get into property. We'll flip houses. It'll be great. And she said, that's a good idea, Troy, but you're not very handy.
Okay. Oh, good point.
But she was an interior decorator and I could do the deals with the realtors. And so we ended up doing 13 properties in the next 18 months.
Wow.
And away we went.
And that was the start of it. And then the crux of your book really is about getting into business, right, with your family members. Because you say sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes you're really setting yourself up for disaster.
Yeah, I think so. What happens is that around this time of year, we reflect on the year and we go, I don't like my job much. So what if we get into business? I've got a great idea. Come with me and we'll do it together.
We have those conversations with my family all the time. My parents and I will sit down and we're like, this is it. This is the idea.
Yeah, and one family member's got the idea and the rest get dragged along. They go, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
And that's when the tears and disappointment starts.
Why is that? What is happening to American families that we need to be thinking about so we don't wind up in tears?
Well, they don't start the way they intend to finish. So if you're going to go into business together, treat it like an average Joe off the street. You don't know each other, you've never met before. So let's get the shareholders agreements in place. Let's do the corporate governments. Make sure that you've got all the tools in place in case something goes sideways, because it's easy to get into business, but it's sometimes hard to get out.
So you say shareholders and corporate agreement, all that, and then like your mind is blah, blah, blah. I was like, I thought this is just supposed to be like conversational between family members, but that's just important, right, to lay the groundwork?
It is, because it escalates really quickly. It goes from a casual conversation to the second bottle of wine and everyone's online registering companies, and then all of a sudden we're in business, and then we head down this slippery slope of how do we get out of it if we want to.
Yeah, and knowing each one has their perspective and respective roles and whatnot. Okay, what other advice? So we have that. We have the establishment of how we're going to run the business.
Yep.
What else do we need to be thinking about?
There's a balance of power in a partnership, any partnership, where sometimes one partner is doing more than the other because of the nature of the business. So it's worthwhile having check-ins to see what's going on with each other. Like if I'm doing more this week than you are, let's talk about that and see if we can level out that playing field. Because if one person is doing more than the other, then there's a bit of resentment there. Well, how come I'm in this business with you, but you're off playing golf and I'm here working hard? So if we check in regularly, then we can find a path that says we're equal partners and we're helping each other out for a common cause to grow family wealth.
You really need to be corporate about it, right? You can't be very casual. You have to almost have like accountability, meetings, schedules, results. Yeah.
The dinner table is the worst place to have a meeting.
Especially if you're drinking a couple bottles of wine.
Exactly,
it really goes
That's when it goes sideways, yeah.
Okay, what about, and this is the million-dollar question, literally, how do you know you're picking the right business, right? You have all these ideas. It's like throwing spaghetti up against a wall, and you just, which one do we think is going to stick? And we have no idea, but you've gone through 12.
I have, and my simple rule is, how can I add value? And if I can't add value, then it's not my business. So I look at what's broken, can I fix it? I look at what has potential, can I add some value to that potential? And if I've got the skill set to do that, then it's a good fit. If I don't, then I probably need to walk away and find something that's more suitable to what I can do.
Right. Some people want to, try something they've never done before because it's exciting and new, but then you're also maybe a little bit ignorant in the process and how to do it. Yeah,
you don't want to be learning as you go. You want to have a skill set that says I can go straight into this business and really do good things.
Looking back on it, would you change? I'm sure this is another million-dollar question. Would you change anything about what you've done? Do we have enough time?
I'm not sure we've got the time
30
for that.
seconds. I mean, it's tough to be an entrepreneur, right? But it's also rewarding, is it not?
Yeah, it is. And I think if there was one thing I'd have to focus on is know what the business looks like to get out of it when I get into it. Because then you know that you're not married to it for the rest of your life. You can actually move through different opportunities, and that's more fun.
That's an interesting perspective. Know how to get out as you're getting in. You never know. Troy Hazard, good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Best of luck with the book. And you can pick up a copy of his book, Future-Proofing Your Business, what is it? I have it wrong. Future-Proofing Your Business, Real-Life Strategies to Prepare for Your Business for Tomorrow, Today. Good to see you. And you can pick those up anywhere major books are sold. You can also go to his website, which is simply troyhazard.com.